best drop servicing tutorial for beginners on the entire YouTube. In fact, it's a complete guide where I'm gonna go from A to Z, how to start drop servicing, part-time, anything from $0 to $1,000, full-time, anything from $1,000 to $10,000, and more if you expand it into an agency. So first of all, guys, what is drop servicing? You know, a lot of people, when they think about drop servicing, the first thing that comes to their mind is it drop shipping? You know, is it similar to drop shipping? Well, with drop shipping, we're actually reselling someone else's physical products, okay? And with drop servicing, it's completely different. We are reselling someone's services. So let's say I want to resell web design. I want to drop service web design. So what I would do is I would go to Fiverr.com, type in web design, right? And I would actually go through some of these listings and realize what are the, you know, the main kind of patterns, the main kind of trends about pricing of this service. So for example, if I find somebody is actually going to make me a website for $95, right? I can then resell this website elsewhere, for example, on Craigslist or locally to local businesses in your area, or for example, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, wherever. And I can charge a lot more, for example, $500, $600, $700. And then I would actually spend $95 on this website. I would actually go on this website, then, you know, buy from this seller, and then, you know, I would actually make profit. So for example, if you charge, let's say $500 to your client and then you spend $95, of course, you're going to make around $400 in profit, guys. So the second thing, guys, is how does drop servicing actually work? Well, we kind of discussed this a little bit, but let's go into more details. So here's the thing, guys. If I go and, for example, find this seller, right, who's actually going to make me a responsive WordPress website design up to 8 sections, okay, for desktop and mobile view, and it is charging $80. So what I would then do, I would find a business that would need a WordPress website. So for example, if I go to Google, right, and I, let's say, type in restaurant and I type in Florida, right, I can go and find any of these restaurants in Florida area, and then I would actually offer them to make a custom website using WordPress. So let's just say this is the website that we want to go for. Here's their email, or here's their sales email. You know, I can use either of these emails, and then I can send them an offer saying that, you know, are you interested in redesigning your website or maybe making a new website? And then, guys, if they say yes, then of course, you know, I'm gonna ask for a deposit from them. Once they send me a deposit, for example, in this case, I would ask for $80 deposit. This is the best strategy that I usually use and that I usually teach, guys. You want to get the deposit for as much as your service actually costs, and then you use that deposit to buy this from Fiverr or Upwork, people per hour, whatever. And then, guys, the rest of the money is going to be your profit. So once this, you know, this person actually delivers the website, you then send all the files, or you actually help them to set it up. You help them to actually upload the website, host it with the help of this guy, or you can do it yourself, right? And then, of course, guys, you're going to release the money. You're going to approve the order on here once you get the final payment from your client. And all of that money is, of course, going to be profit, because here you're spending $80. And for example, to your client, you might be charging $500. So you're going to make around $400, guys, in clear profit. And you can resell other services as well. For example, video editing. You know, it can be any niche, guys. It doesn't have to be web design. So for example, if you find somebody who needs to actually edit their YouTube videos, you can find a guy like this who is actually editing YouTube videos for $50. But guys, here's the thing. We're going to talk more about how to find suppliers, and I'm going to show you what are the best strategies to actually find suppliers that are cheap and that can actually maximize our profit. Because of course, guys, we want to spend as little as possible on the services that are in high quality, and then we want to get as much as possible from our clients to make as much profit as possible, because this is a business, guys. This is about you making money. Okay, so guys, next thing, how much money do you actually need to start a drop servicing? Well, here's the thing, guys. If you look at some of these niches that I showed you, you know, web design, $80. Here we have around $50, $30, $10, and similar kind of prices, guys. Let's type in slightly more expensive niche, for example, animation. Let's see how much animations actually cost. As you can see, slightly more, $150, $400, $200, $50, $30, $500, $75, $30. So guys, here's the thing. Here's my point. If we're talking about how much money you actually need to start drop servicing, if you're using my strategy of asking a deposit from your client, technically you don't really need any money. You can just start it very simply. So you get a deposit from your client, that money you get into your bank account or into your PayPal, and then you pay with that money on Fiverr for your supplier to then start the work. Then once you get the final amount, you actually get that profit. So technically you could start with absolutely zero. But here's the thing, guys. In some cases, your PayPal will keep your money for a little bit. Maybe you cannot withdraw from PayPal into your bank account instantly. Maybe it takes a couple of days. These kind of small delays of a few days can happen. And then you're either stuck or you actually need to delay it. You need to delay the project and you need to actually explain to your client that, it's going to be a little bit of a few days delay. But guys, again, of course, if you don't want to have any kind of delays, it would be very helpful if you could get a little bit of money for drop servicing venture. So, and how much money do you actually need? Well, ideally, as I said, even though you can start with completely zero, guys, I explained to you how you would do it, but it would be very, very helpful if you could get $200 or $300. This would totally be enough to start drop servicing, guys. And here's the thing. So how would you use it? You could invest into some email marketing softwares. You could also buy some email lists, okay? And you could actually spend a little bit of money on some software to also actually automate your drop servicing. And also, guys, you would be able to actually buy these services on Fiverr before the money settles into your bank account from your clients or into your PayPal. So it would be a little bit more helpful if you could start with $200 or $300, but you could still start with zero, guys. So the next thing, guys, is finding proven demand services to resell. I'm going to show you guys a very quick hack how you can do it. And I've spent hours and hours and hours, actually weeks and months on this website called Fiverr.com. So I know how to do it very, very quickly. So guys, if you're coming up with an idea for your drop servicing niche, how can you test that there is a proven demand in the market for that niche? And guys, here's the thing. If you type in web design and click enter, as you can see, there's 36,000 services available. This is absolutely ridiculous, guys. But I'm going to show you an even bigger one. Have a look at this one, SEO. 109,000 services available. Let's type in video editing. This is going to have a lot as well, 46,000. Let's type in graphic design. 23,000. Let's type in logo design. Guys, do you see where I'm going with this? 209,000. Do you see where I'm going with this, guys? I'm going with this that if you type in the niche that you're interested in going after and you realize that there is very few services available, this is a clue that this service actually isn't that in demand. So as you can see, logo design, 209,000 services available. This is actually absolutely huge, guys. So let's just type in something that is less popular. So for example, animated cartoon. Let's just type in a niche which is about animated cartoons. Look, 3,937 services available. As you can see, this niche is about 100 times less popular than the previous one, okay? And guys, here's the thing. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing that there's less services? Well, even though there's less services and it seems like there's less competition, I can dominate this niche, whatever. But guys, this is a much smaller niche and way less people are actually interested in this. And you can also assess that looking at the feedbacks. So for example, in this niche, have a look, 66, 6, 109, 5, 36, 17, 1,074. Okay, let's go back to the logo design. 1K, 58, 8, 5.8, 1K, 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 1K. Most of these are over 1K of feedbacks. It tells me that there is massive demand for logo design. Usually, the niches really mimic the real world. Okay, the more demand there is in the real world outside of Fiverr, the more services there's going to be. Honestly, this, guys, almost works every single time. I'm telling you. Okay, so look at the services available and also at the number of feedbacks, guys. This is the best way to check this. Okay, guys, now let's talk about choosing your service niche. Okay, so what do I mean by choosing your service niche? This is exactly what we're just talking about, guys. Is your service niche logo design? Is your service niche, for example, YouTube thumbnails? Right? Or is your service niche, for example, 3D animation? What is your service niche? Also, you can look at these sections and you can find a lot of different niches, and you can find something that you're interested in. So for example, maybe you're interested in actually designing flyer designs. Let's have a look at this niche. 33,000 services available. Very popular niche, actually. Flyers are in demand all over the world. A lot of businesses are using them. Restaurants, nightclubs, cafes, bars, events, outside events, and, all kinds of businesses are using flyers. So in order to find a niche that you are really passionate about, you can really go into this section and find. And it's also really, really useful because have a look at this. So graphic design and web design, all of this kind of stuff is very easily segmented in here. So you can, really easily find this information. Also, if you go to people per hour, you can do the same thing. You can go to design, for example, right? And you can see what people are offering. So let's say graphic design, logo design, labels and merchandising, illustration, cartoon comics. It's super simple to find these niches. And then it's the case of you saying that, what am I good at? What am I good at? What am I interested in? And again, guys, as we discussed just now, you then want to actually type this into Fiverr and see, if the niche that you actually chose has very high demand and also a lot of reviews. Because if not, this could be a niche that is super difficult to get clients. Okay, guys, now, next thing is choosing your market niche. So we just spoke about choosing your service niche, which is basically what is the service that you're going to be delivering, guys. You, of course, have to think for yourself, what is the niche that you want to go for? What is the niche that you're interested in? And also, of course, looking into the demand and the supply and also the pricing. Can you make profit? But most of the niches actually in the world, you can actually make profit using drop sizing business model because you can always just add a markup. And here's the thing, guys. So what is the market niche? How is it different from the service niche? Well, with the service niche is what is the service being offered. With the market niche is what are the types of businesses, the types of clients that you're going to be actually approaching. So once you choose your service niche, so what is the service? For example, in this case, I'm talking about flyer design. So let's say you want to go into flyers. As you can see here, this business, for example, is some kind of like a lounge or a nightclub or a restaurant. This business is something to do like a beauty salon. Okay, this is to do with t-shirts and fashion design. So guys, as you can see, all kinds of businesses, for example, as you can see here, personal training. Okay, also, as you can see, restaurants, all kinds of businesses need this kind of service. And we can go into any kind of niche and we can find different kinds of businesses interested in that niche. For example, in this case, if we're talking about YouTube thumbnails, it's a very specific niche. There is not much, back and forth, but still, you can still actually segment your market niche. So for example, let's say you are becoming a thumbnail drop servicer. How can you actually market to different kinds of businesses or different kinds of individuals? Very easily, guys. You can find, for example, business YouTube channels. You can find cooking YouTube channels. You can find travel YouTube channels, fashion YouTube channels, etc., etc. So within almost any kind of niche, you can segment the niche by market, guys. And why is this important? Because some markets are better in replying. Some markets have more money. Other markets will speak your own language. Other markets are actually more approachable. So they have their emails and contact information listed everywhere and stuff like this, guys. There's so many different variables with these markets. So you want to choose the market that you think is going to be the best for you to get sales, the easiest. You don't want to go after the markets that is going to be super difficult. No, you want to go after the markets where you're going to make the most amount of money in the shortest amount of space with least amount of work, guys. And of course, the market segment has to have money, guys. Okay, next, guys, is finding good suppliers, also known as service providers. Guys, I just showed you quite a lot of different listings. For example, this one. How can you know that this specific seller is actually a good one? And you can use Fiverr, you can use Upwork, you can use People Per Hour, Freelancer, TopTal, whatever, any kind of these websites. But the common denominator is that they actually have a lot of feedbacks. Okay, the good suppliers usually have a lot of feedbacks. So, and how much is a lot? Well, in my experience, at least 100 feedbacks. Okay, It depends on the niche, because in some niches that are much narrower, you won't actually have that many suppliers with 100 or more feedbacks. But in niches that are more popular, like YouTube thumbnails, web design, graphic design, logo design, video editing and stuff like that, there's always going to be people with over 100 feedbacks. And most of these are actually even over 1,000 feedbacks. Okay, so one thing is, of course, the number of feedbacks, but also when you go to this listing, you can actually go down, right? And you can read feedback that people are actually saying. Have a look at this. They did a decent job, and they probably could have gotten better where we wanted it after multiple revisions, whatever. So you can actually read all these feedbacks, show more reviews, and you can go down and down and down and really understand what is the seller doing for other people. Are they doing a good job or not? Okay, so even though, the feedback might be good, but maybe the feedback is old, and you can now see what are they doing right now. What is the latest feedbacks that they're leaving? Okay, 1 month ago, 2 months ago. So it's quite recent. Another thing, guys, you can look at this. On Fiverr specifically, how many people have actually saved this specific advertisement? And another thing, guys, is 1-day delivery, unlimited revisions. These are the things that you really need to look into. 1-day delivery means that this person is going to deliver your thumbnail design in just 1 day, 24 hours, guys. This is super fast, okay? And unlimited revisions means that if you need a revision, if you need something to modify, your client needs something to be modified, you can literally just tell this guy that, I want this to be changed in this way, and this supplier is going to make those changes and then send you an updated version that you can then send to your client, guys. And final thing, guys, you can look into orders in the queue. How many people are currently looking for an order delivery from this guy? For example, this specific person has 10 orders in the queue. This is a very good sign. Everything over 5 orders in the queue on Fiverr is actually good in any kind of a niche. It means that the seller is actually actively working and doing a very good job. People are coming back to this seller and actually ordering again and again and again. Guys, the next thing we're going to be talking about is creating a irresistible offer that actually gets sales. Here's the thing, guys. Let's go to this niche right now, logo design. Okay, and in the logo design niche, I'm going to show you a few tricks how you can actually come up with an irresistible offer that will really get sales, guys. And everybody who's mentoring with me, right? I have a mentorship program. Everybody is getting sales. Everybody is getting orders. So I know how this thing needs to be done. And also, I've drop serviced thousands of dollars. Here's the thing, guys. Let's just say I blindly come to this category, right? And let's just say I actually pick this listing. As you can see, this person will design you a logo in 72 hours for $120. And let's say I actually want to make, let's just say, $200 of profit with this niche. So what I need to do is I need to price this service at $320 to my clients outside of Fiverr using email marketing, social media, LinkedIn, and similar kind of places, right? So my price is going to be $320. But if I actually go and look at this one, I will design modern minimalistic 3D business logo design. This is $15. So in order to make $200 profit here, I just need to price it at $215. Guys, as you can see, this is going to be much cheaper. And of course, I'm going to be able to get clients and orders much easier because my prices are cheaper. Guys, this is a very simple example, but this is also a very cheap niche. In other niches, for example, like 3D design, 3D animations, explainer videos and stuff like that, these kind of numbers can really mess things up. So in explainer videos, a lot of the services are like $300, $400. In fact, let's look at it. Explainer videos, okay? So, for example, here, $250, $260, $240, $350. Let's look at more. $4,500. This is an outlier. $300, $500. Okay. Let's look $350, $250, $300, $150. As you can see, quite a lot of these sellers are actually much more expensive. So if you can see here, $350, let's say I want to make $500, I need to then resell this at $850. As you can see, the pricing is much higher. And for example, look at this one, $25, $75. If I choose this one, I just need to sell it at $575 to make $500. a lot less and a lot easier to get clients, guys. This is the most common problem. So people usually find too expensive suppliers, don't do enough research on Fiverr, on Upwork, on people per hour. Doesn't matter the website. You need to get cheap, very good suppliers. And then, guys, you, of course, are going to get clients and orders much, much, much easier and faster, guys. And another thing, guys, as well is what is the time it takes to deliver. For example, this guy is taking 5 days. Okay, let's look at another, guys. Let's look at this one. Let's see how long this guy is going to take. 7 days. So it's more expensive and it's taking 2 days more. This is a very, very important point to actually get more sales and easier as well. Because, for example, imagine if, I offer to the client is asking me, what is the price? How long is it going to take? When am I actually going to get my project delivered? If you say it's going to take 2 weeks, the client is going to be like, sorry, I'm out. I'm finding another supplier that's going to deliver it in 3 days. If you're saying 7 days, okay, that looks a bit better. If you're saying 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days, almost everybody's going to be happy because 3 days isn't that long. So another very important variable, guys, how you can actually maximize the amount of sales and the amount of clients that you get. And sometimes it's just a matter of the delivery time. Some clients get turned off when they know that delivery time is going to be super long. People don't have time. They need stuff now. Okay, and it's your job to find these kinds of service providers that are cheap, offer fast delivery, and also have good feedback. There's thousands of people on Fiverr, Upwork, and similar kind of websites. You can do it, guys. Just do the research, do the legwork, yeah? Now, here's the thing, guys. Let's now talk about the next point. The next point is how to actually get the drop servicing clients. Guys, I have a very long course, over 3 hours, talking about how to get drop servicing clients. So I'm going to link it up here. In that full course, I go through dozens and dozens and dozens of ways how to find drop servicing clients online. But in this video, I want to go very fast and just explain very quickly how usually drop servicing clients are found. So essentially, we're looking at social media being Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, and similar kind of social media platforms. We're also looking at Google Maps, and Google Search. So as I showed you guys, for example, let's type in restaurant Florida, and you can go on here and you can find an email address on here, and you can, of course, offer some kind of service to this restaurant, okay? Or you can type in something like this, ecom brand Florida. You can choose different location, different keywords, wherever, and just go and find some kind of a list of different kinds of e-com brands. For example, this one, and choose any of these small e-com brands. Let's just say this one, Legion Athletics. Okay, so and let's see, what we need to do is we need to find their contact information to offer them, let's say, explainer videos. As I can see, they have some kind of explainer videos. Maybe they need video editing and stuff like that. Yeah, contact us here, and yeah, here's the email, guys. So, and you can send an email to them and offer any of these services like video editing, explainer videos, graphic design, logo design, stuff like this. And you can then send them an offer very, very easily, guys. Another strategy you can do is you can go to Google Maps and type in location that you're interested in and then the keywords. So, for example, New York law firm. And as you can see, it's bringing me a lot of different law firms. Let's just pick this one, for example. Shapiro law firm, some law firm in the New York City, as you can see. And then you need to find their email here it is, their email address, so you can actually offer them any kind of a service, graphic design, copywriting, video editing, whatever the service that they need. Maybe they need a business video, talking about their business. Maybe they need ghost writing and stuff like that. Maybe they need web design. Maybe they want to redesign their website. Guys, the list is endless, guys. There is literally thousands and thousands and thousands of services that you can actually offer them. Okay, guys, let's now talk about the next thing, and that is pricing strategies. Okay, so guys, we just spoke about the fact that a lot of these prices on Fiverr are actually very variant. In some niches, you can find a supplier who's going to do something for $20 and also for $1,000 in the same niche. And sometimes the quality is actually quite similar. Why is that? because a lot of people are actually living in Asian countries, and a lot of people are actually living in Western countries like the United States and whatever. And all of these people gather onto Fiverr, Upwork, People Per Hour, and all kinds of platforms like this. And they're gathered in the same place. Somebody from New York City cannot offer the same price as somebody living in Bangladesh or India. They just cannot offer the same price because the living standards are different. And also a supplier from Bangladesh, if he gets $20, $30 for a logo design, he's super happy. And New York City-based designer actually wants to get at least $500 and maybe $1,000 as a bare minimum for a logo design, okay? And this is like a beginner level logo design. So as you can see, guys, that's why the costs are actually very, very variant. Why I'm talking about costs is because costs are super, super relevant to pricing. Let's say you find some kind of a service offering, let's just say explainer videos or video editing or graphic design or logo design, whatever. What is your cost? So let's say we find a really good supplier that we're gonna use for explainer videos, and let's say it's costing us $250. What I usually suggest, guys, is you wanna charge at least 3 to 5 times more. So in this case, you would be charging at least $750 and you would make $500 of profit using this gig. So if you sell it to a client for $750, client pays you the deposit, ideally $250, as I told you, then you're gonna pay this money to your supplier. One supplier sends you the final video, you're gonna send it to your client hopefully pays the remaining $500, and that is gonna be your profit, guys. This is how to calculate it. 3 times minimum, but ideally 5 or 10 times more. With some niches, it's not possible to do that because numbers are much bigger. With some niches, 10 times more is possible, like logo design. Some logo designers, they actually sell logos at literally 10 or 20 bucks. I'm going to show you. Logo design. I'm going to show you a logo designer who is selling logo design at 10 bucks. Honestly, I'm going to find it. Let's have a look. Let's look. $5. Look, I will create modern, minimalistic, and luxury logo design for $5. So can you actually resell this at 10 times more? Easily, guys, because 10 times more is just $50. In fact, you can resell logos easily at $200. So that is going to be 40 times higher than here, okay? So if you resell a logo design at $200, you spend $5 here, you made yourself $195 of clear profit. So the next thing we're going to be talking about, guys, is communication with drop servicing clients. Here's the thing, guys. Let's just say we are actually going after law firms and offering some kind of services. Let's, for example, click on this one. Let's go to the website. Yeah, this guy seems like he can afford whatever the price we're going to throw at him. $500 million in settlements and verdicts. This is absolutely amazing. 150 years combined litigation experience. This is amazing, guys. Okay, and how would you actually land a client like this? Guys, I'm going to give you one secret. Some of you watch my videos regularly. You know that getting on a video call is absolutely key. And also, getting on a phone call is also very, very good. The worst thing you can do is actually email this guy and try to communicate to him just by email. It is fine to email him once and ask for his phone number, ask for a time to actually schedule a video call on Zoom, Google Meets, wherever, but basing the entire communication on just emails with guys like these is just not good, guys. These kind of people want to pick up the call and really negotiate and really, get down to business. Look at this guy. He has this bull, this golden bull. This guy will actually have a bunch of money. He can, guys like these are the guys who are paying 5K, 10K or more. You just need one client like this who's going to dish out 10K. You're going to make a website for 1,000. If you are making an extremely good website with an Asian-based supplier, you're going to make $9,000 that can buy you a car, So guys, what I'm telling you, you want to go after, really wealthy clients. And then, guys, of course, you want to negotiate the prices only in calls, phone call or video call. Of course, you can find clients using Gmail. Of course, you can do that. Of course, you can find clients getting people's WhatsApp numbers and just texting on WhatsApp. But if you want to get like bigger orders, ideally, everything above $1,000, you should be talking about prices only in a video call. If you're reselling, let's say, a logo design, video editing, whatever, things where you know, the stuff costs, I don't know, $50, $200, $300, $400. This is fine. But like as soon as you cross $1,000, ideally you're talking about prices and all of the details just in the call. Okay, now let's talk about how to fulfill orders. We kind of touched upon this point already, but now I'm going to go through step by step in details how would it actually work. So let's say we are finding a supplier that we really like. We are seeing good feedback. He has a lot of orders in the queue. This is amazing. 156 orders in the queue. That is absolutely amazing. People are coming back. This is so great. Okay. And then guys, what we would do is we would find a client, right? And then once the client pays us the $25, as I said, guys, ideally, this price is what you ask for your client as a deposit minimum. Ideally, even more. $50, $100. Ideally, as you know, with the deposit, the more you get, the better, because the less risk you have. And also sometimes you can make profit from just the deposit itself. The next super critical point, guys, make notes, please. 3 days delivery here. What do we offer to our clients if this says 3 days? Do we offer 1 day? Do we offer 2 days? No. Do we offer 3 days? I wouldn't. I would say minimum 4 days, ideally 5 days. Why is that? Because let's say I order at the evening of Monday, right? So the client might be expecting something on Thursday morning, but this seller might not deliver until Thursday evening. You know what I mean? So ideally, you're adding at least 1 day on top of what this seller is saying here. Now, the next point is super important, is revisions. So this guy is offering 2 revisions, okay? And here, as you can see, the price is really good, $25, but there's only 2 revisions because there are sellers that are offering at higher price, but unlimited number of revisions. The last thing you want is actually getting a client who will want 3 revisions, and this guy won't do it. So maybe this listing is not good. You know, maybe we need to find another listing. Let's just say this one. Maybe this will have more revisions. Again, 2 revisions. Okay, let's go here. Let's open a couple more. Maybe we're going to find unlimited revisions. You see? $25, the same price, and we have unlimited revisions. Here, again, 2 revisions. So, guys, this is super key. Another thing, you have to really look into these things. You know, what is included? For example, here, there's no vector file. If your client is asking, you know, are you going to give me the vector file, the Illustrator file? Well, if you don't have that, you know, and it doesn't give you the 3D mockup, you know, it doesn't give you the source files. It just gives you the final JPG or PNG logo. So, like, if your client needs that, this is not good. This is not suitable, guys. You know, you really need to read this kind of page. Always go through all of the details before you order, guys. Because once you place the order, you know, you cannot really cancel it that easily. You have to really ask Fiverr to cancel it. And also, if you already send all the requirements, your supplier might start the work. This is super key, guys. Read all of this information religiously before you order. Look at the delivery time. Look at the revisions, and also look at the price and look at the description. What on earth are you getting? And then, of course, guys, you need to look at orders in the queue. Is the seller actually doing a good job? Look at the title, right? And look at the feedbacks, guys. And it's then very simple. Once you make the decision, yes, I actually want to order from this seller, it's very simple, guys. Just click continue, and then, you know, create an account if you don't have an account. And if you have an account, just continue, go to the checkout and check out and pay. And then, guys, what happens then? So then you actually ask your client, you know, what is the requirements? What do you actually need? Can you write me a few sentences? Then you get those sentences and maybe, for example, some kind of hand-drawn mock-up, whatever. You're going to then upload everything for this guy. There's going to be like a requirements page. You upload everything for this guy. And then this guy, if he has questions, he'll tell you, what should I do here? What should I do here? Whatever. But most of the time, they usually are just fine if you explain everything well. And then, you know, your supplier, within this time that he promises, as here he says 1 day delivery, within 1 day, within 24 hours, he's going to come back with a fully designed logo. Another very common thing is when you get your first draft, it's actually going to have Fiverr logo on there. And a lot of people are asking me, like, how do I send this file to my client because he has Fiverr branding? You know, very simple, guys. Just message your seller, click contact me, or message it through the original order, and just say to your seller, you know what, I actually want to approve the delivery, but I actually want to look at it without any kind of watermarks, whatever. For example, you can say, I want to print it out or something. So I don't want any watermarks. Just send it to me and then I'll approve the order. And then, if you do that, the seller will send you the file without any watermarks. And then you can send that file to your client for review. If the client has some feedback, again, you can come back to this listing and you can send the requirements, the new requirements, the updated revision requirements to your seller. Once the seller actually makes the revision, sends you the final file, then again, you can ask for it to be sent without any watermarks, and then you can send it to your client. If the client approves and sends you the final money, you can then approve here and your order is done, guys. This is the entire process. Is super simple. With some niches is a lot more complicated. As you can imagine, logo design is one of the easiest niches. Thumbnails design, super simple. Video editing, kind of simple. When you go to things like web design and 3D design and things like that, of course, it's a lot more complicated because you need to actually understand what are you actually giving to your clients. Is the quality good? Is the supplier doing a good job? So ideally, if you're a complete beginner, start with graphic design, video editing, logo design, and stuff like that. It's simple niches that don't require, rocket science knowledge. Okay, guys, now let's talk about payments. Of course, the goal of drop servicing is to actually resell someone's service to make profit and to make money. Making money is the ultimate goal with drop servicing. And guys, we need to get paid because we're not selling on Fiverr. We're not selling on people per hour. We're not selling on freelancer.com. We actually want to accept payments directly through PayPal, for example, through this website called Wise.com. Maybe you want to use Revolut or this website, which is called Pioneer. Is a very, very, very popular website when it comes to actually getting paid. Okay, and as you can see, you can get paid from a lot of different, websites like Upwork, etc., etc. So this is actually super useful, even if you're freelancing as well, not necessarily just drop servicing. But these are the websites that I really recommend. PayPal, number one, because a lot of people actually will trust you a lot more. If you say them, look, I'm going to send you a PayPal invoice, a lot more people will be more than happy to pay. If you send them your bank details, so for example, this website allows you to create a British pounds account, a USD account, Australian account, etc., etc. So, if you're asking for a bank transfer, some clients will be happy, other clients will be a little bit cautious, especially for the first order, because they'll be like, oh, I'm sending, a bank transfer. There's no security that this supplier is not going to disappear. But when you're sending a PayPal invoice, people are kind of, people think that PayPal is secure. And the same thing with Revolut. Revolut is also a very good online account which actually allows you to accept simple bank payments. And also Pioneer is a similar kind of thing. It's kind of like PayPal, but it's more to do with bank-to-bank payments. So these are the 4 tools that I recommend, guys. Now, let's talk about common drop servicing mistakes. I've been doing drop servicing for like 5 years, guys, so I know this niche inside out. I've also been mentoring people. I've also been uploading countless of drop servicing videos on YouTube. So I know the kinds of pitfalls that most people do. So as I already discussed this in this video, guys, a lot of people actually don't do enough research and they simply go for bad suppliers that don't have enough feedbacks. Also, they go for suppliers that are too expensive. So for example, in this case, if I'm assessing a logo designer, I really do not want to pay more than $25 because there's tons and tons and tons of suppliers for $25. Why on earth would I pay $50? Why on earth would I pay $150, $200? And some people are selling it at even more, $130, $1,300. Why on earth would I pay that much? If I can get somebody to do it at $30, $25, this makes absolutely no sense. And also then it becomes much, much harder to actually resell that service and get clients. So this is pretty much the number one mistake. And again, another thing, guys, as I just mentioned, people don't do enough research and choose a supplier that is completely new, has no feedbacks, and the seller is really bad at replying. The seller is really slow. The seller is not delivering the revisions in the required time and stuff like this. If you find a seller who actually has a lot of feedbacks, and it has built a reputation on Fiverr, on Upwork, whatever, any of these websites, they don't want to risk it. For them, this reputation is what makes them money. That's why it's super key to find sellers with as many feedbacks as you can, and of course, balance it with the price. And final thing is, how many people are actually not getting clients who are getting good suppliers? Quite a lot. So getting clients is also another super important thing. How to get clients. A lot of people are interested. How to get drop servicing clients. I've tried this, I've tried that. I've never got any clients. Guys, if you watch my videos, I've got a couple of videos, or 3 or 4 videos actually, about how to get drop servicing clients. Watch all of them. You will find clients 100%. But here's the thing, guys. I just want to tell you one thing. This kind of relates to a lot of things in this video, but you need to have a very good offer at just below market price and offered to the right people. So for example, let's just say I want to offer a menu design to a burger place, for example, who has all kinds of different burgers, and I'm just offering them to redesign their menu, make it nicer. Or for example, they want to change the prices, whatever, they want to change the ingredients. It's very likely that, that business is going to be interested in that service because they do need those menus. But if I actually target a coffee shop that only has, let's say, Americano, latte, standard black coffee, whatever, and they only have like 5 items on there, they just sell coffee and maybe 1 cake. How often do they need to change their menus? Not that often. This service is maybe useful for them once a year, once every few years. They don't update these menus that often. So here's the thing, guys. You need to logically think, is that business in the need of the service that you're actually offering? And how often do they need that service? How bad? What is the pain point? How badly do they need that service? Ideally, you're finding businesses that really need the service that you're offering. You have a good price and very good irresistible offering. And of course, guys, then you're going to find clients much, much easier. Okay, now let's talk about how much time do you actually need for a drop servicing business. Now, I'm going to tell you about my experience of doing this a few years ago when I was doing it just part-time. I was able to make $1,000 plus per month doing it part-time with video editing, spending literally maybe half an hour per day, maybe 15 minutes per day, not every single day as well, guys. So what I'm telling you, if you do this just part-time, for example, if you have, let's say, 30 minutes to 1 hour per day, you can totally do drop servicing part-time. Of course, if you want to work full-time on drop servicing, you're going to make a lot more money, but then you cannot get a job on the side, And if you're doing this part-time, then you can have a full-time job, or you can be a student, whatever, and you can actually do this on a side. It is fully possible, guys, 100%, and you can definitely make money. In fact, a lot of people are actually doing drop servicing as a side hustle, making a few $100s here and there, maybe $1,000 a month. So it is super, super realistic to make this a side hustle income just doing this part-time. And of course, guys, if you move into full-time, you can make a lot more money. We're going to talk about how much money you can actually make with drop servicing in just a few minutes. Now, guys, this is kind of a question like, how long is a piece of string? Some people can make 5K a month with drop servicing. Some people can make 10K a month with drop servicing or more. Other people can make $200 per month or less. Some people cannot get a single client. Like, it really depends of your abilities. Also, it depends on the offer that you create. It depends on the portfolio that you choose. Because here's the thing, guys, another thing that I actually haven't covered yet in this video is that when you're approaching your clients, you need to have a portfolio. Nobody is going to order from you if you don't have a portfolio. So how do you actually get a portfolio? Very simple, guys. You go to Fiverr, right? And you copy this image. Right click, click Save Image As, save it to your desktop, and you can use this as your portfolio, guys, okay, for a logo design. You can then put all this portfolio onto Instagram, for example. You can create an Instagram page with your portfolio. You can put it onto behance.net, and you can, of course, display your portfolio there. You can create a Facebook page and display your portfolio on there. If you're actually displaying video editing, you can download the same way from here and put it onto a YouTube channel, make it private or unlisted. And of course, guys, you can, you can do the same thing with almost almost any kind of niche, because if you need to show something visual, you can easily upload it onto these platforms as I just discussed. And then how much money can you make? Well, how much money can you make? It depends on the portfolio that you choose. If you choose really good portfolio, more clients will want to order from you, you'll make more money. Then it also depends on what kind of suppliers you choose. If you choose very expensive suppliers, you're going to make less money than if you choose cheaper suppliers. So it's kind of like, how long is a piece of string? But in general, most people, most beginners can make something from $200 to $1,000 in the first few weeks when they really get into it and start, doing the outreach, sending emails, contacting people, And then as you progress into your month 2, month 3, you can easily cross into 4 figures. So between $1,000 to, almost $10,000. So in that range, it depends on your abilities, because, in some niches, for example, web design, you can actually get just one client and charge, for example, $5,000. If you make the website for 500, you're going to make $4,500. So what I'm saying, guys, it really depends on the niche. With logo design, you cannot make $4,500 with just one order. It's just not realistic, guys, right? So there's a lot of variables, but I just gave you some rough figures, guys. Part-time, anything from $0 to $1,000. Full-time, anything from $1,000 to $10,000. And more if you expand it into an agency, but more on this later in this video. So let's say you made some money and now you want to scale your drop servicing business. How can you do that? What is required in order for you to scale up your drop servicing business? You need more people? Yes. You can hire a virtual assistant. You can, in fact, find a virtual assistant on Fiverr. Just type in virtual assistant. Okay. So you're going to find a virtual assistant, and the virtual assistant will help you with finding clients, sending emails, scheduling calls, and stuff like that. At some point, you reach a point where you think, is it worth my time to actually contact every single client, talk to every single client? Yeah, email every single client, reply to every single message and stuff like that. Or maybe I should get a virtual assistant for $3 or $2 per hour from, let's say, Philippines or India or whatever, then train her or him, really explain what needs to happen, what needs to be done, and then, you can outsource part of your work to the virtual assistant, yeah? And then you can spend more time on finding clients or talking, communicating with clients who are actually high value. So if you see that this client is only making you a couple of $100 per month, but this client is making you a couple of $1,000 per month, of course, you want to spend more time talking to that client, because as you can see, he's making you way, way, way more money. He should get more attention. And another thing, guys, is with virtual assistants, they're really good behind the scenes. They're really good with admin work, maybe sending emails and stuff like that. Well, when it comes to actually, speaking face-to-face on a video call or even on a phone call, maybe it should be you making those calls, but everything else can be really done by virtual assistants. They can also find the leads. So, for example, finding emails, finding YouTuber emails, real estate agent emails, whatever. These virtual assistants can totally do that, and they can put it into Google Sheets or an Excel sheet exactly as you will tell them. It is super useful to use virtual assistants. I've been using them for years, and it makes your life a lot easier. And, I'm not using virtual assistant for the sake of using virtual assistant, but I deliberately found tasks that I can outsource to my virtual assistant, so then I can focus on, work that is requiring a lot more skills and work that is making me a lot more money. Next, let's talk about automating your drop servicing business. Okay, so we just spoke about virtual assistants. Does it end here? No. We can go further and we can grow even further. We can automate your drop servicing business. Effectively, we can grow from one-man bands into a one-man band with an assistant, but then we can also think about how can we actually automate this drop servicing into an agency. So we become, for example, a web design drop servicing agency, graphic design drop servicing agency. So the first thing, guys, in order to go towards automating our drop servicing agency is we need to get an email marketing software. So MailChimp is a marketing software that I actually recommend, that I actually use, and it's a very, very good one, okay? And as you can see, there's different plans, and depending on how many emails you actually send, they have a different price point. But here's the thing, guys. If you're going to be, manually sending emails from your Gmail, eventually you're going to hit a roadblock. And here's the thing, guys. So MailChimp is actually a dedicated email marketing software, but also there is another one called Instantly.ai. So Instantly is not exactly like MailChimp. MailChimp is basically a traditional email marketing software, which is actually an HTML-based email with, pictures and stuff like that. And Instantly is also a very good thing. So what Instantly does is actually simulates you sending emails without any formatting. So it looks more or less like a personal email sent from Gmail. So what you can do with Instantly, you can actually add your own custom domain name. I recommend adding G Suite domain name into Instantly. And then what you can do, guys, is you can actually set up automated emails, sending to your clients from Instantly. And when they receive an email, it's likely to go to the main inbox, not into promotions and not into spam. Because what it also does, it has a warm-up function. Warm-up function basically means that, Instantly is going to send a lot of emails through your mailboxes to their own emails, and they will reply. So they will simulate, a lot of email activity. What it does, it actually builds a history. It actually builds a reputation for your email. So how is it different again? Well, as I said, here we're talking more about traditional email marketing software that looks like a promotion. And here with Instantly is more about sending pretty much a personal email, right? That looks like a personal email without any images, without any text formatting, whatever. It looks like a completely personal email. This is better because it will actually usually have a higher open rate, a higher deliverability rate, and also higher response rate. But there is one problem, guys. If you really want to go after traditional email marketing with images and videos and stuff like that, you kind of have to use MailChimp because Instantly is not really specifically made for that. Instantly is made for contacting people with a simple text offer. That's it. And that's why I'm telling you guys, Instantly has much better, open rates, deliverability rates, and click-through rates because people think it's a personal email. I need to open it. And if you call it something like, "Hi, Tom," in the title, "Hi, Tom," personalize it. You can do this with Instantly as well. As you can see, you can fully automate everything, guys, okay? As if you're sending it from your personal Gmail. Now, let's talk about the future of drop servicing. Guys, I've been doing drop servicing for years and I've heard the same questions over and over again. Is drop servicing still a thing? Can you still make money with drop servicing? Is AI going to make drop servicing redundant? And things like that. Guys, and I'm going to tell you one thing. Here's the thing. AI is brilliant, right? But how many people are actually using AI for logo design, graphic design, video editing, and stuff like that right now? 99% of people are not using it, And here's the thing. Maybe at some point, 10 or 20 years down the line, maybe all of the videos will be just edited with AI. Maybe. It's not gonna happen anytime soon, guys. And another thing, look at the quality, for example, of copywriting made and written by hand, and look at the copywriting quality written by ChatGPT. It doesn't convert the same way. Look at a video edited by a human and edited by an AI. Yes, it looks different. Yes, it's maybe more interesting, but humans still have different eye for creativity and they have different styles and whatever. So I really do not think that drop servicing is going to be affected by AI anytime soon. Maybe in 5 or 10 years, who knows? But I don't think it's going to be affected anytime soon for now. And also, guys, another thing, we're not talking about commodities, right? We're talking about services. People sometimes need to buy a service and they are looking into other people for help. So sometimes, let's say you need a logo to be designed. You just ask your friends or you ask somebody online, who knows a good logo design or whatever. Because it's services, people kind of default to asking for help, right? So it's not something as easy as, let's say, going to Google and typing in yourself, where is the nearest restaurant? You cannot really just go to Google and type in, can you edit my video? At least not for now. So they kind of need to find some third party, let's say us as drop servicers, or some people that they already know, or some graphic designer, video editor, whatever, and then asking for help. And if they're asking for help, then we can, of course, use drop servicing. And maybe our supplier is going to be, using AI services, copywriting, graphic design, video editing, whatever. But the point is that AI itself doesn't concern us that much. What concerns us is, can we sell some kind of a service? Can we put a markup? And can we make a profit? That's all what concerns us. It doesn't matter if these services are fulfilled with AI or not. And final point, guys, I actually offer one-on-one drop servicing mentoring. I help you to start a drop servicing business as a complete beginner or even advanced level drop servicer. You can actually work with me for 3 months. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about drop servicing, how to get clients, how to do outreach, how to automate things, literally everything from A to Z I can help you with. So guys, if you're interested in my drop servicing mentoring, drop me an email here and we can talk about it. And I can assure you one thing, guys, this is the best one-on-one drop servicing anywhere online. Not just on YouTube, but anywhere online. I've been doing drop servicing for years. I made thousands of dollars, and I also made thousands of dollars for my mentees and actually holding their hand whilst they're looking for their very first clients. So guys, if you found a ton of value in this drop servicing tutorial, drop a like for the YouTube algo, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.